So we have some people with us today, and it's another day in the laundromat. So day one, I always like to say. So we've got Jason and Francis here with us from
Super Clean Laundry.
Super Clean Laundry. There you go. So having said that, we're going to show them the Foltex machine, how it works, kind of how we do some things, and we're going to show the questions that they may have with you so that you can see what somebody coming in and taking a look at this machine for the first time would have on their mind. So the machine's running right now. We have been running towels this morning. We've run some aprons this morning, and I've told them they need to leave some items for us so you guys can experience this. We're going to do some commercial stuff to start, and then maybe a little bit later if they've got some residential stuff, we can run through that. So, all right, so let's kind of look at the machine here, and this is the back end of the machine. This machine does 2 French folds. So it does a French fold on the deck, French fold meaning it'll fold into thirds, and it can do a French fold in the back of the machine. So while she's running, I'm gonna have her pause just a second. Hey Kelly, give me 1 minute. I'm gonna open it up, okay? Once this is done, are we done? Is everything through? Okay. Yeah. So on the back of the machine here, things come into the back, and these belts here will take the product, push it down. A lot of times you'll see it come out the back of the machine. It will take it and it will fold it into thirds. You can fold it into halves if you'd like. We like thirds. It's better for packaging. So it makes things smaller so that everything bags better and it packages better in the residential space. What this machine does versus everything else I've seen, it's really nothing else competes because of the way it can fold a shirt, the way it can fold pants, the way it can fold items. Really, in my opinion, differentiates it from everything. So on the back of it, these are the belts. We have never replaced one of them. These have been on for a year. This machine is not being used like it would be in a commercial plant, but we work diligently to make sure it's clean, dust-free, lint-free, and then there's a filter back here that we clean once every couple of days. And this goes to the electronics, which I'll show you here in just a minute.
Now, did they say how long this belt needs to be maintained, how long it'll last?
Yeah, great question.
Can you do it yourself?
Yes. The answer is yes. So on this, there is a little, Jason's probably not going to be able to get it here, but there's a little clear ribbon here. And what you would do to replace it is you pinch this together, pull that out, and put it back in. So yes, you can do it by yourself. The reason I like that question is with this came a kit. So there's a replacement part. I should be able to replace every part on this machine at least one time without having to order anything. The other super interesting part, you're going to probably find more interest in this being your history with the big companies. Everything on this machine is not proprietary. I can go to Grainger and buy this.
Nice.
I can go to Grainger and whatever. Point to another part. I can buy any of the parts at Grainger. So, okay, Kelly, you're good. Lydia, can you hand me that key, please? Right there. Thank you. So let's walk over here to this side here, and I'll show you kind of the inside of the machine. While she's running it, I'm just going to say we're not going to stick our hands in here because there's spinning parts in here. So you can see the belts on this. The belts are clean. If things get stuck in the machine, you can burn a belt. That I'm going to tell you, we've never had anything get stuck to a point where we've had any issues at all. We have very few things get stuck on the machine. Since the last tune-up that we did on this machine, the only time I've seen errors is when we leave a dryer ball in. That won't go through the machine very well. It gets stuck. So, but outside of that, there's really nothing. This is the water here. We have an air dryer, so this will take the last water before it gets in the machine. This is super important in my opinion, because if you get water in the machine, all of these types of items here, the valves for the air, you're getting water in them, it will rust eventually. So we're very sensitive to that. We did not have a dryer when we first bought the machine. Huge mistake. We ordered it. It was on back order because of the summer. Everybody's getting dryers, air dryers in the summer. And so it took about 3 months to get. So it was the end of summer, and I had Jason every day. At the end of the day, we were taking water out of this.
So where is the water coming from? Is it
The airline.
The airline.
Moisture in the airline.
Okay.
So it's in the airline. So I mean, all of these valves pushing air up in the machine. This machine folds with air. So on this side here, there's air pressure. So when she runs the machine, that's what's folding it on the deck. So it's blowing it and blowing it over, and instead of a mechanical arm. I like that because it's less things to go wrong. Air is not a physical piece of metal moving and folding. We looked at a lot of different machines, and I thought I knew the machine that I was going to get, and I called a friend of mine that I use as a mentor, Kent is his name, and I called Kent and I said, hey Kent, I got this machine, and I love it. And me, and have you ever heard the name Rick Rome? Rick Rome's another guy that I know with, phenomenal guy. Yeah, he's Whitehall, he's real big, he's a monster in the industry, in a good way. He's very huge. I called Rick, and Rick and I talked about it. We said, we're both going to get this machine. And I called Kent, and I said, Kent, this is the machine I'm going to get. He said, I think we need to look again. And so we called Foltex. And when I called them, he said, well, why don't you just go to one of our facilities? And I'm talking a Cintas-like facility over in Dayton. We went over and looked at it, and they had two of these side by side. And we went and we looked, and my cousin and I went there, and I had some things. I'm like, oh, we're going to give them these items, and they're going to hold them. It's going to be so cool. We went in there, and this is production. This is a Cintas-like facility. I mean, they're running thousands and thousands of these an hour, and they have a red, yellow, green on top that says, you're only running at 70% of production. And let me just say, we'd be running at about 2% production right now with what we're doing. You know, I mean, they're doing this and slinging it. The quality doesn't matter, and all of this stuff. So I left my clothing in the trunk that they were going to fold for me, right? But we watched them, and the GM came out and he said, yeah, and he had 100,000 square foot facility, and he had machines everywhere. He had ironers, he had folders, he had the monster Cintas-like tunnel washers. I mean, it was just a monster facility. And he said, yeah, these two things here, the only thing I don't have to worry about. And beside that, he had the exact machine I was going to buy, which shall remain nameless on video. I'll tell you what it is later, but and it was down. It was down. So I mean, pretty simple to access, pretty simple to do. I had them put on this air. Spray it out. Spray it off. Spray it down in here. Let's see if Jason's been doing his job. And I know the answer is no.
I was busy.
Oh, I know the answer.
Last night I was busy.
Yeah. So we had that big customer come in last night. So
Oh.
my point is, I just made Jason's day.
Yes, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's this side of the machine. So that's an access panel. This key, we just keep it on the machine. My allergy's going to kick in now, which Jason's going to have to hear about.
Yep.
Oh, that's smart.
So I'm gonna go over here, and this, you can put this on either side of the machine.
Okay.
You can have this so that it routes it back to you or away from you. Okay? So the intent is we can use this table if we have to do any touch-up work or anything. Leniva's.
So if you're just running one employee on the machine, just stick it to the bag.
You could. It depends on the setup for your facility.
Right.
Again, we're going to keep our hands out of it because it's hot right now. So 220's coming in over here. I'm not going to get anywhere near that, right? We've got air running up to the top. These control modules, we've never had any, honestly, they're taking the voltage down is what they're doing. You've got your circuit breakers here. Really never had any issues where we had to use them, engage them. And then the dummy power switch. There's a power on off here as well. Every night we just turn it off. This right here, this is the magic. This is what everybody wants from me. This is the programs that we're using. So what's nice about this product is if you have a folding problem, you can call me and say, how are you folding bath mats? And I'll say, these are my settings. Or I'll say, I don't have a good program. Or I'll say, do you have a better folding program for APs than me? And we could talk about them. Now what you can't do, which I'm working with them on, not negative really, but you can't take this thing and say, I want these 5 programs. You have to either take them all, or you have to talk with me, and I'll do it. But it's not a big issue. So, I mean, that's the hot side of that. We have a, I don't even know if Jason knows, there's a switch right there. It's a hot to kill switch there on the side there. And we can kill the machine from there if we needed to.
So what is this wrap?
This, so when the product comes in, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hit it again, please. So it comes off, and what we could do is we could have a conveyor out the back side here. So it's going to roll it up to here. She's just catching it early.
Yeah.
Okay? So that it, thank you. So that it, you can put a conveyor on the back, you can put the rollers on the back. That's what the bigger shops do. We'll eventually get to the point where we'll probably want a conveyor system. Not a conveyor system, we will want a roller system behind the conveyor system. So if you take this off, it'll roll it off the back side, it'll go on a conveyor. You put the conveyor, go to a table or whatever you want to do. We just don't have the physical space for it. That's kind of the back of the machine. Okay? Well, let's go around and we'll go to the front of the machine here.
Yep.
So Neva, we're done with that stuff?
Yeah, this is there, got that.
Okay. So let's go to the front of the machine here, and this is really all there is to it. Okay. So I'm going to hit programs here, and we have here, slide over as close as you like. So we have up to 60 programs that we can put on this machine. So what we've done is we've done commercial on one page, residential. You see, we have it that it's easier because it's just size. So, and then the third page is sometimes when I'm doing some testing, test. So we've got different things that we can test on. But that page there I use for that. The first 2 pages we use for production. So it's as simple as really, what do we got here? Towels. Are we running super thick? Is that what we're running? Okay. So on this, we have a preferred towel program. Super thick towels. Go ahead. Number 11 there. Hit the button. Okay. Now you got to hit the green button twice on top. Twice.
Once.
Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to run first. So I'm going to show you something here. People are afraid of this. I don't know why. They're afraid of it. You can lay on it and it'll not suck you in. See that? See that? I just jammed it. I just jammed it.
It's scary though, like the first time you
Yeah,
jerked
it
it out of
grabs
your
it from
hand.
you.
It's scary.
Everybody's got the negative. It doesn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's because, like you said, I'm leaning over too far.
All you have to do is just lay it on it.
Yeah.
Get this beam right there. Lay it on top of it. Yeah. So they put the water I'm going to do it lay it over the edge. Yeah, separate the line right. So, all right, I'm done. I'm fully done.
Be careful, so it doesn't matter, like I can do hand towels, no bath towels.
Yeah, there you go. And what they will tell you is you can put it all the way to the top. What I would tell you is you don't have to.
Oh, so I can just start way down.
Okay.
Like what if my folds out of the way? It's gonna clean that up.
Yeah, so
There's a sensor right
see that
there.
sensor?
That's
Well, watch this. I'm going to do this. Just, Neva, I'm going to run a test on this one.
Okay.
See how crooked?
Yeah.
Okay. That was probably more crooked than you should do. But it will straighten it out because it's going to hold it the same. Grab that towel and give it back to me.
Okay.
I know that one's too much.
Yeah, send it out. You need to send it out to me.
Okay. I'll clear the
It's the
machine.
first one. This is what it came out looking like.
Yeah, and I did
Okay.
that.
But even though I did that side,
Yeah.
So you want to
So I really messed that one up just to be extreme on it. But what you'll see is, you know, if you do a slight variance, it's not a big deal. That one, grab that, Jason. I grab that one.
Straighten it out.
stricken.
Here you go. I'm just making sure
Wasn't that cool? I want to see how that goes.
It's not fun.
Wow, it did.
Yeah.
So you don't have to put it all the way up. Look at that. There you go.
There you go.
Now this isn't too long to do this. Wow, this would really get production.
Oh yeah.
So, I think you get one we can get. It's just kind of.
I'm not in your way, am I?
It's
Okay.
pretty seamless in my opinion. You just throw it on and it's pretty much everything.
I think the hardest part about this is not that hard. It's just make sure you're right side in. Your tax is back in.
Yep. That's just a preference. That's really on us. That's
We
the
do
only
the
thing
same
we
thing.
have.
I think I have a hard time.
And these are not staged. I mean, these aren't really sitting here some days. We may stage them if we're trying to run faster than one person. We pull them out of the fire, stack them.
So, how well does this, so when you pull our milk, we're actually weighing it, how does it get all green? Like,
For towels,
I know you're able to throw it, I mean, you're
these are
so
hot.
quick and
These are
yeah,
hot.
they just came out.
Yeah, right. These are still hot, so they're not hot no more. And you can get them.
Right.
So,
Want to try?
when I say staging, switch out. We got a whole nother one. We got some-
They'll put us to work.
You should have done with that thing by now.
Exactly. I know it was done faster. Just, there you go. That's it. That's all you got to do.
So do you have to wait for the other one or?
No, quick as you can put it on. Quick as you can put it on. We actually, Jason tells me that he can jam the machine. I've just never seen him do it. He tells me he
I
can
can.
go faster than the machine. I don't
Okay, so
think
now it's set to do-
physically run the rest of it. I think you're getting an error message because it's hitting that and saying that's too long. I can't fold it. That's what I believe is happening. And they're the experts, not me. So anything I say, they usually overrule. Right?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was
I'm saying anything I say, you guys usually overrule me on.
Oh
We
yeah.
just get the job done.
Exactly.
We listen to what you
I make
say,
the- I make
but
the
then we
mess.
get the job done.
We clean it up.
That's the key.
I say yes, and then they have to do it. They have to make my yes say yes. I usually say yes too much.
Well, we did listen, Randy.
Handling it, top of that too early, send it. So what you might want to do is when you're handling it, flipping it, make sure you don't go over that in there.
Because it's already.
Right then, right there, it may try and send it. See there, we're gonna get an error now. It just sent it. Okay, we did. Okay, we're good. When you cover that beam, I think that's what you did. I think you were covering that beam, and then it was.
Is there just one speed on this, or can you make this thing?
No, this is the speed. Okay. So no matter what it is, that's the speed that it will run at.
So, get a little bit in there.
Now we gotta watch that one.
Separate it and
That one. This one's staying.
this
Oh,
is
okay.
not a quantity, not a quality.
That's why I was keep asking everybody, what are we doing so I know?
So you'll know, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
You want to what?
I just want to.
But you're fine as long as it clears, as long as it's inside, then you can start the next one.
well, like I said, I think she was throwing that over the beam and it was trying to send it before she said it. So it's registering at one. It's
Okay.
one device, one on.
But you gotta figure out your.
Puffing it there. Machine
We'll run all these different sizes. The machine's trying to think which belt to
that's
put it
why
on.
those were
It's-
double
yeah,
folded
yeah.
and stuff,
So
so
what we do is we'll run the towels, then the cloths.
Okay. So you are a little better off just running, say your bath towels.
Yeah, yeah.